guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be making the most powerful flathead in line 6 in the new updated refreshed Burnside in BeamNG.Drive. Now we won't be using the engines that come in BeamNG.Drive, come with BeamNG.Drive, because they simply do not have enough options to make more power. So that's why we'll be using Classic Engine Expansion Pack, which is, I would say, is the best mod I have. We have so many engines, but this is the engine that we'll be looking at right now. And this is the only vehicle that has this engine available. 303 cubic inch flathead in line 6. Let's start on the engine. So we're going to go into the top end and we're going to change the stock camshaft to the drag race camshaft stage 3. Already, it sounds different. Now we're going to put in a custom crankcase breather and also a high performance distributor. Then we're going to put in a chrome, or actually a performance cover or head. Then we will switch from natural aspiration, which is just the normal carburetor, or as we have right now is a single barrel carburetor, and we'll switch it out to a twin charger, which will look something like this. Right there is your superchargers. There's 2 of them, and then on the other side there's your turbo. This is your downpipe, and it seems like we can only have a downpipe, so we're going to put in a side pipe exhaust, which will make it pretty loud. And it should, oh yeah, that thing is loud. Listen. Now, we are not too far. Now, to make it easier for us, I'm just gonna remove the hood, so then we can look into the engine bay. So we're kind of going to make a sleeper. Now, we are going to put a trumpet on the turbo. Not a literal trumpet, but like the outlet of a trumpet. So, like this. See that? That's what we're talking about. Right now, you might notice that we only have a little tiny 1-barrel carburetor right there. We're going to switch that out to a 2-barrel carburetor, which still isn't really that good, but hey, it's better than nothing. And we're going to change the intake manifold color to colorable, so then we can change the color. We are also going to add an anti-lag system, or a bypass anti-lag system. And what that does is it just creates controlled explosions in the exhaust manifold, which allows to keep the turbo spinning after you let off the throttle, so you can continue racing or doing whatever you're doing. Now, we're going to change the stock engine mounts to ultra heavy duty engine mounts, which will allow for more power to handle the engine from not swaying and falling off of the car. We're also going to install a performance oil cooler, and we will get rid of the alternator so we can have more power. And then we're also going to put in a performance electric fan. And when you do this, you also it doesn't really work well with these kind of radiators. So what you have to do is actually install okay, so you kind of have to change it to a DIY radiator support, which will let it, yeah. So then we kind of have like a custom radiator support. And it does weigh less, I'm pretty sure. So that will make us have more power. And we'll also change the cast short block to a billet short block. I think it's a billet aluminum. I don't really know though. We can see that over square is when you have a smaller stroke and a bigger piston. Under square is when you have a small piston and a very large stroke. So a lot of torque, low torque, a lot of horsepower, but not a lot of horsepower, but a lot of torque. So right now, we don't really need torque. So what we need is, hold on, what the heck? Okay, what we need right now is over square. So we have a bigger piston, but a lower torque. Yeah. So we'll also put in a dry sump. And oh, yeah, for engine management, we'll also put in a adjustable rev limiter, or an ECU, you could call it. And then we'll set the idle RPM to like 2000, and then the RPM limit to 10,000. Though I don't think it's gonna get to that RPM. I really it only gets to like 6,500, so that's what we'll put it at. Yeah. And then while we're here, we'll also put on 4-speed automatic, or no, actually we'll do a 5-speed automatic drag transmission, so we can make the fastest flathead inline 6. Oh, and we're not done yet. We're gonna go into tuning, and we're going to change the supercharger gear ratio to a 3, and then we'll also change the wastegate blow-off pressure to a 25 psi. So we're gonna get a lot of horsepower. We could make a lot more horsepower than this, but I honestly think that it's just too much horsepower, because we probably won't be able to handle it if I didn't do this. So rear suspension, we'll put in a race limited slip rear differential, and then for the wheels, we'll put in like 15 by 12 Elder Dragger rear wheels. Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll just put race wheels in the front. So then we have even traction. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that, man. Alright, let's try this out. Look at this. Look at this. This suspension is horrible. Oops. Oh yeah. Man, we're cruising. We're overheating. Wait, I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's crazy. That you need that much support? That is crazy. Well, since we're overheating, let's upgrade that radiator. Ooh. Holy cow. That is crazy. Come on, go. I'm gonna have to put a manual in this because this transmission doesn't like it. Oh yeah, that's great, man. Oh, come. I want to say we almost hit 200. Wait, we can upgrade even more? Let's try higher RPM. Let's see what we can do with higher RPM. And we'll put a race exhaust, not the side pipe. Let me turn this down for you guys. I think that's better. Alright, that's better. Man, this thing's fast. Yeah, let's try higher RPM. Let's try 10,000 RPM. Let's see if we can even get to 10,000 RPM. I don't think it will. But if it does... Okay, what RPM can this thing handle? Oh, hold on. Okay, we're gonna go with 8,000. That's the most this engine can take. We still get over rev risk, so we might have to do 7,600. It took off the whole cab. Well, no, it took up the whole body. Look at the torque on this thing. Look at that speed. 239 at 54 psi. How much horsepower do we reckon? I don't even think you can measure how much horsepower. I don't even know how to measure horsepower. How do you do that? Oh well, I think this turned out great. I think we did make the world's fastest inline six. Well, no, we definitely didn't make the world's fastest inline six, because off camera, I actually made an inline six that goes 515 miles per hour. That is the fastest I could get an overhead valve inline six to go. That's just crazy. And yes, it is indeed twin charged. And we use the same, and I use the same chassis from last video. That is just so fast. It's just crazy. Oh. That is just crazy. Just listen to that thing idle. Alright. I think I'll see you guys later in the next one. Bye-bye.